All right, there we are. We are good. Welcome everyone. Thank you for joining us, and I appreciate you getting here a few minutes early. We will start promptly at 6:30. And I just want to let you all know that if you have family members who don't know how to use Zoom or just aren't comfortable with that, we are broadcasting live to we are good. Welcome everyone. Thank you for joining us, and I appreciate you getting here a few. Okay, sorry, I was like, why am I hearing sound in the background? I'm hearing myself talking. That was not something we needed to hear. Okay, so I just want you all to know that they can watch it live on YouTube. So that is up, and YouTube is just a little tiny few seconds behind us. So if you're trying to watch Zoom and YouTube at the same time, just so you know, there is a little delay on YouTube. So, but you are welcome to watch it there. We do encourage you, the chat is open. So we do encourage you to go ahead and say positive things in the chat. Please remember that anything you put in the chat is visible to everyone. So please be cognizant of that and be respectful. And I did go ahead and put the link to the YouTube right on up. If somebody doesn't know how to get there, I did pop it in the chat, so you can click on that and share that with family members. Otherwise, they can simply just go on to YouTube and type in Walker Vikings and find our channel, and they should be able to see it there. For those of you just joining us, thank you very much for joining. We are so happy to see you here tonight, and we will get started promptly at 6:30. And I'm going to go ahead and put the link to YouTube in the chat again, because people who come in later can't see that and anything that was in the chat prior to them coming. And so if you would like to share this with friends or family members, they may watch live on YouTube. Good evening, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us. We are so happy to see you here tonight. We will start promptly at 6:30, and I'm going to go ahead and put the link to YouTube here in the chat. If you would like to invite any of your friends or family members to watch live, they may absolutely watch live through YouTube, and so that link is there for them if they would like to do that. Again, I will remind everyone that yes, the chat is open, and it is absolutely a good place to be able to share positive messages. But remember that everyone can see everything you type, so please be respectful in that. They would like to do that. There is audio here on Zoom. Is everyone hearing me? Okay, good, because someone just asked if there was no audio. So, okay, good. Just wanted to make sure that we weren't having audio issues. And in 3 minutes, we will get started. So thank you very much for joining us. We appreciate you all being here. And Monique, you raised your hand. I don't know if you had a question. You can type that in the chat. If you were just saying hello to you, and thank you for joining us. All right. 2 minutes. I'm going to once again put the link up for YouTube here. If you would like to share with anyone the YouTube link so they can watch this from home or work or on their phone, absolutely, they are welcome to join us on YouTube and see you getting your award there. I love all the positive messages in the chat. Please feel free to shout out your students. They're wonderful. Your teachers will be presenting tonight, so you will get to see their faces when they present. So you will see everyone. Some of the teachers are also typing in the chat, so you can see them as well. We are all so very proud of all of you. And so this is an exciting night for all of us too. One minute countdown. Yes, the YouTube link will be available. So if you subscribe to our YouTube channel, or you just go to our YouTube channel after this video will be there. It is public, so people can see it. You won't have to have the link in order to see the video. So we have intentionally made this public so that way friends and family members can join in. And if they don't want to come in live and they want to watch it later, no problem. Go to our YouTube channel and you will find us there. And if you are going to be at Walker again next year, we definitely encourage you to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Okay. All right. Welcome, everyone. Good evening, Walker families. It is 6:30. It is time for our awards night to begin. I just want to tell you what a pleasure it is to be here tonight to celebrate these outstanding young people. I am Principal Brown, and I get the pleasure of serving all of you at Walker, and I just love tonight. One of the things that I would like to do is I would like to congratulate everyone myself, because this has been a difficult year, and to be recognized here tonight means that you have looked at that pandemic and you have said, you know what? I'm better than you. I can do and keep being excelling and being amazing, even with this challenge. And so I just want you to know we are so very proud of you, and that you have overcome things and you have shown your perseverance, your grit. The pride is just amazing. I also want to take a moment to thank our families who have supported the students through this, because I know it has not been easy for any of you. And we all know junior high is a stepping stone that sets the stage for the future. So we definitely want to thank our teachers and staff who have also been supports. This is just one of those things where this has been such a team effort, and And we just can't be any more proud of our students tonight. The students being honored have definitely shown us that we can expect great things from them in the future. So we look forward to that. All right, I am going to turn it over in just a moment to Miss Desai so she can just tell you a little bit about how tonight's going to go, and then we will get started. But first, I also want to let you know that the certificates will be available for you to pick up when we do our drive-through events next week. So you can absolutely get your printed out certificate when you come through our drive-through event next week. So Ms. Desai, if you want to just give just a quick outline of how things are going to happen, then we can get started.
Thank you so much, Mrs. Brown. So again, we are broadcasting this live on YouTube. So if you know anyone who needs a YouTube link, Mrs. Brown will post it again in the chat. So the way this is going to work is our teachers are going to be presenting their teacher awards, and then we will also be recognizing students for reclassification, by certificate of biliteracy, and our 4.0 students. And then we will be wrapping up the evening with our Viking of the Year award. So you will be hearing from our teachers, and they will be introducing the next presenter. So I would first like to turn it over to one of our amazing teachers who is retiring this year. So I would like to introduce and thank Mr. Jeff Scanlon for his years of service. And for those of you who didn't know, Mr. Scanlon was a teacher here when I was a student. Okay, here we go, Mr. Scanlon.
Well, thanks for making me feel old there, Jennifer. Welcome, Walker community. I am here, I don't see my, there it is. I am here to recognize Tricia Malate for stepping up and being a leader of the leaders in ASB this year. This was not what the kids in ASB signed up for. It was nowhere close, but Tricia really stepped up. She served as our ASB vice president. She took over completely running meetings and helping with the class when our ASB president was unavailable during the second quarter. She just really did a fantastic job of modeling, being 100% committed throughout the course of the year in all our projects. I used her as a model for everything. I really loved having Tricia there in class. One thing I just regret not having to really been able to get to know her and actually meet her, because she wasn't in my class last year. So great job, Tricia. I'm really proud of you. And next up to present for PAL, Mrs. Chang.
Hello, this is Ms. Chang, and I teach 7th grade PALS, which is the precursor to 8th grade ASB, and I'd like to present the Certificate of Achievement to Clara Jones. We had some wonderful PALS this year, but Clara really stepped up. It's the last week and a half of school, and she's still asking for projects. She attends all the pods, she's taken initiatives, she's followed through on her action plan. Whoever gets her for ASB next year is going to be very, very lucky. Clara, congratulations and thank you for all your service. And the next presenter is Miss Massey.
All right, good evening, everybody. My name is Heather Massey, and I'm the band teacher. The students that I'm recognizing tonight, they've been through the entire virtual school year, which is a challenge in and of itself, but to do band virtually is definitely not something that they asked for, and it's not anything that we expected. But these students met every challenge that I gave them head on with enthusiasm and grit, and really went above and beyond in every way. So I'm happy to recognize for Band 1, Olivia Wagner, who is a beginning band student that learned how to play an instrument all virtually. So great job, Olivia. For Band 2 is Nico Dominguez. And my Band 3 award winner is Chelsea Nanaska. Congratulations, you guys. Thank you for all of your hard work this year. And next up, I'd like to introduce to you Mrs. Eusebio.
Thank you, Mrs. Massey. I am the VAPA chair at Walker, and I'm going to present the art award first. And I would like to honor Tatiana Wongsup-Hakfun for her excellent and effort and her beautiful artwork. Tatiana is a thinking artist, humble, and blessed with extraordinary talent, which could rival the artwork of high school or college students. But she's even more remarkable because she's determined to do a great job at whatever she does. Congratulations, Tatiana. And then I am also the choir and theater director at Walker Junior High. And first, I would like to congratulate Brooklyn Loken. I had the honor of knowing her last year in person. So I just want to tell you that she is one of those students that gives 100%. And her work ethic definitely followed her into her online schooling. And I can't say that about everyone, but she just took that pride of workmanship and she just kept going. And she gave everything. Not only did she give everything to her assignments, she gave everything to her classmates by complimenting them in positive ways and always saying something to encourage them and encouraging me when sometimes people were not participating and cheering people on to participate. So thank you so very much, Brooklyn. I appreciate it. Next is Thomas. Thomas is a 7th grader. I didn't actually meet Thomas until we started having after school pods, but I felt like I knew him because he just gives 110%. Thomas is also in band. He said he'd like to be in choir and in drama. He's just one of those kids who's just completely talented and full of enthusiasm, gives 100% to everything. And I'm so excited to have the opportunity next year to get to know him in person. And I think that he's going to have a great year next year. Thank you, Thomas. And I'd also like to recognize Emily Rodriguez. Emily, I also knew, just like Brooklyn, in person. She gave 100% in person and she gave 100% online. And her work ethic definitely followed her. She always participates. Like Brooklyn, she encourages others to participate. And she also sends me little private messages to encourage me. And she's just an amazing student. Thank you so much, Emily. Next, I'd like to introduce Mr. Cyphers.
Thank you, Ms. Eusebio. I had a brand new batch of kids this year. I am the SH teacher at Walker, and I had a nice group of 7th graders come in. And you know, it's tough to teach at school, but it's extremely tough to teach my students virtually. So I'm very proud of all my students this year, but especially these two for behavior and citizenship, Colin Fernandez. We've been working all year long, making sure we've been working with outside source resources, school resources, many different people, including parents, to make sure that Colin had all the supports and things he needed to be successful this year. And I think that he's really done a great job in you know, working on behavior, citizenship goals, lots of different things. And I'm very proud of Colin. And I want to see that continued into next year when he's working at school. And my next award is for Nidalyn Lopez. She was a very quiet student, had a tough time getting enough language out of her to comprehend volume levels, comprehension and participation in general. But she's getting a participation in communication award tonight because she has worked immensely and tirelessly on just getting her voice up in discussions and being happy with anybody she worked with, and talking with peers, talking with students, talking with lots of different people. So I'm very proud of both of these people, and to all of the students at Walker that are getting awards tonight and all the students that did not. I always tell my students this, that I'm very proud of you, and all of the teachers are very proud of you, but we all want you to be proud of yourselves as well. So I want you to take that into next year and whatever you guys do, okay? So I am done. Thank you very much, everyone. And I'd like to present Mrs. Armijo and Mrs. Alvajante.
All right, good morning, everyone. Or good morning, good afternoon, sorry, still on Schoology. Okay, so our first award.
Yes, our first student that we would like to recognize is Kiara Lavin.
And I want to stop and say, before I say wonderful things about Kiara, that CORE is a honors, history, and English class, as well as a class that works on leadership and commitment to civic responsibility and action. So in order to receive this award at the end of the year, not only did these students excel in honors history and English, but they really stepped up as leaders and civic champions. And what I would like to say about Kiara is her kindness, compassion, and creativity, as well as being a great collaborator in groups, has made her an all-star core student this year. And Kiara, we just want to say congratulations and thanks for all you do.
Our next student is Kariana Enot.
Kariana is our ultimate professional. I see her one day editing blockbuster films or directing. I cannot believe her creativity in the way she thinks, works, and she will work tirelessly to get a project done, and has a great sense of humor in the chat, which is something you always need in a classroom when we have these intense civic conversations about right and wrong and what should the world look like. So I appreciate her lightheartedness that she brings to class.
Our next student is Clara Jones.
You will hear this name a lot tonight. And the reason why you will hear this name a lot is she is the ultimate go-getter. I am not believing she is a 7th grader. I really think she is a college student and she is infiltrating junior high, because the work that this young lady creates is well beyond her years. I have never had a pleasure of having a student in such a tough situation shine so brightly. So I want to say congratulations to Clara.
And then finally, we would like to recognize Soumya Maru.
And Soumya, to me, is just a student that has tenacity. She is persistent. She is confident, and I love her want to learn. She just will continually work until she feels she is confident in her material. And I'm just so impressed with her willingness to learn. Miss Massey stole our word, grit. That was our word that we were going to use, because all of these students have shown great grit and adaptability, that you can just be great scholars no matter what the platform is. And so my hat and my heart go out to all our current, former core students and these that we are recognizing. Congratulations, core students. You guys were awesome this year. And with that, I would like to pass the baton to our 8th grade core teacher, Miss Pinella.
All right, thank you, ladies, very much. The first student that Mr. Zahn and I would like to acknowledge for outstanding achievement in 8th grade core is Joanna Magwitang. Joanna has demonstrated exceptional perseverance and creativity in all that she has done throughout this year. She is a civic-minded critical thinker whose relentless pursuit of mastery is unparalleled. So congratulations, Joanna. And actually, Mr. Zahn will present our 2nd award for 8th grade core.
Thank you, Ms. Pinella. Ms. Pinella and I are privileged to have had Talia Eclaranal in our 8th grade core class this year. Talia earned an A+ overall academically, but it's been her presence in the class and her insightful contributions to our discussions that have really made Talia stand out as an exemplary core student during distance learning. Thank you, Talia. And I believe it goes back now to Ms. Pinella for English awards.
Awesome. Thank you, Mr. Zahn. Excuse me. So on behalf of the Walker English Department, I would like to recognize the following students for exceptional independence, initiative, and resilience that they have demonstrated throughout this entire school year. Their impressive time management and organizational skills, along with their remarkable motivation and perseverance, has led to them succeeding during a year that clearly has been unlike any other year we've ever experienced. So please join me in celebrating the following stellar students, and I apologize in advance if I mispronounce anybody's name. From Mrs. Albuante, we'd like to recognize Alexandria Estrada. From Ms. Chang, I'd like to recognize Matthew Tello and Maria Shahada. From Mr. Fulmer, we'd like to recognize Danielle Withers and Isabella Gonzalez. Ms. Gore, we'd like to recognize Mackenzie Williams and Leah Garcia. Ms. Hayes would like to recognize Jordan Paluti and Vincent Custodio. And Mr. Letourneau would like to recognize Conrad Supon and Noah McCain. I myself would like to recognize Angie Alfaro Cabezas. Dr. Ward would like to recognize Brooklyn Loken, Jaden Malvar, and Sophia Chicas. And then in addition to that, Dr. Ward, along with Mr. Burnett, would like to recognize Connor Del Canto and Kale Pantaleon. And then finally, from Mr. Hordick's class, we'd like to recognize Kai Dennis. So congratulations to all of these English scholars. And up next will be Mr. Chen with some awards for excellence in science. Thanks.
Okay, thank you. So hello, everyone. I am Alan Chen. I'm representing for the science department. The students receiving awards tonight are those who have demonstrated grit, excellence, and have persevered throughout an entire school year that was virtual. That was not an easy task, yet they have all shown diligence in their studies, integrity with their actions and words, and commitment to their own education. These are all qualities that every Walker Vikings should strive for. So for 7th grade science, I would like to honor Clara Jones and Mason Hayes. From Mrs. Freeman's class, Olivia Wagner and Jeet Parekh. For Mr. Hordick's class, Danielle Withers. And for 8th grade science, for Mrs. Park and Angela Rose Callion. For Mrs. Rivero's class, Desmond Woods and Kendon's Rapp. From Mrs. Schultz's class, Sophia Chicas and Jolly Cordero. And from Mr. Lathan's class, Aina Ray Brinones and Lillian McFarland. Congratulations to all of the science scholars. Good job. And next up, we have Mr. Takahara for math.
Everyone, I am happy and honored to present the leaders of Mr. Chang's 8th grade math class. For Mr. Chang, he has selected Trishna Malate, and he also selected Kate Owens. Congratulations to both of you. Here is Mrs. Doherty presenting next.
Good evening. Hi, I am awarding, I think Noah McCain is first. He is being honored on behalf of Mr. Schlichter, who is my student teacher. Noah in class has a really great sense of humor. He is very hardworking and gifted and super eager to learn. In this virtual learning, one thing that comes to mind when I think of Noah is perseverance. My next award goes to someone that we've heard a couple times today, Clara Jones. I'm giving this award to her not only because of her academics, that goes without saying, but she is super helpful. Anytime I need anything, someone asks a question in the chat, she answers the question even before I do and gives the link in the chat. So congratulations to both of you and thank you for all your hard work this year. And next is Mrs. Green.
Good evening, everybody. I am going to present to 3 wonderful young ladies that Mr. Fulmer and I have. And all 3 of these ladies have done a great job academically. They participate in the chat in a positive way. They keep the spirits up in the class as much as possible, considering, you know, we're doing this through virtual. And they also, we've been able to meet them. They've come to our pods, and these ladies are even more wonderful in person. So I would like to recognize Ashley Mendoza, Isabella Avalos, and Kamai Corona. Fantastic job, ladies. And I'm going to turn it back over to Mr. Takahara, who's going to present Ms. Kerr's awards.
Hello again. I'm again honored to present for the amazing leaders of both Ms. Kerr and Ms. Park's math students. I will be presenting to Michael Clavio from Ms. Kerr's class. He was in honors math, and Elijah Robert Santos of Ms. Kerr's class as well. He was in 7th grade math. And for Ms. Park, I would like to present Isabella Feston. Thank you to all of you. And next up will be Mrs. Duras.
Just one moment. We did have one other award winner. We had Michael Clavo, Maria Shahada, Elijah Robert Santos, and those are from Ms. Kerr. So I didn't want to make sure that we didn't miss someone. Okay.
Thank you, Mrs.
Now we can, yeah, I didn't want to miss anybody. So now we will turn it over to Mrs. Duras.
Hi, everybody. I'm presenting these awards tonight on behalf of myself and Mrs. Hutchings. We are just so proud of these students. It was so hard to pick just 3 because we have been so blessed with great students. But the first award goes to Carter Masani. I had the pleasure of being with Carter in Bridges as well. And oh my gosh, if you guys need a gentleman with a sense of humor, Carter is your man. He was so much fun. He loved to learn. He was always active, always helpful, and we were just so happy to have you this year, Carter. The next award is for Connor DeCanto. Connor is the kind of student that is just, he's ready. He's logged in, he had his camera on. He was always my go-to guy when I'd say, you guys, can you see this on the screen? You guys, can you read this? And he is available. He's not taking a nap during class. He's such a great kid. And Mrs. Hutchings and I, Connor, we're just so glad to have you there. We enjoyed every day that we had with you in math class. And then finally, Leanna Lau. This lady, talk about a hard worker. Leanna worked her tail off every single day. I could cry. I met Leanna when she was a 7th grader. She wasn't my student. I just happened to meet her. And I try to tell her every time I talk to her how proud of her I am. She works so hard, and it has paid off. Leanna, you are fantastic. You have so many great things ahead of you, and I cannot wait to hear how high school goes. So thank you again from Mrs. Hutchings and myself, everyone.
And now we'll turn it back over to Mr. Takahara, who will be presenting his own award.
Hello again. The 2 students that I was able to select, I just am truly impressed. These 2 students were the math students that were the first to sign into class and usually the last to leave. And they were always so helpful, always looking to help not only, other students, but for me, asking, if I needed anything or, would check, would help me out in multiple ways. So I want to first thank and honor Ava Marasigan. Thank you, Ava, for a wonderful year. It truly meant a lot. So, and my second award goes to Kel Pantaleon. Kel, I want to thank you too. I know it's been a tough year, but you made the most out of it, and I really do appreciate it. So thank you to both. Next up will be Mrs. Anderson, presenting for multimedia.
Good evening. Thank you, Mr. Takahara. I have the honor of presenting these awards to my multimedia students and yearbook. My first honoree is Kevin Atala. I had the pleasure of having him for not 1 class, not 2 classes, but 3 classes. And of those, he has spent 6 quarters online with me. So for that, he deserves an award in and of itself. But beyond that, he was my eSport president. He handled our Discord. I could call him anytime, day or night, and he would be on it. He would help kids, and I just couldn't have done this year without you. I so appreciate everything that you did, and I can't wait to see what you'll do. And I did get to see you in real life this year at a pod, and I was ecstatic. So good job, Kevin. I totally appreciate you. And my next honoree is Sunny So, who also had the pleasure of having me for a year and a half, but only 4 quarters of distance learning. And she just stepped up to be a real solid student, A+, conscientious worker. And not only that, she took on a page of the yearbook just because I asked her to. And she said, yeah, no problem. And she came in and she did it. And I'm so proud of her. And I'm so happy to have had her in my class for 2 years. So good job, Sunny. And my last award goes to an up-and-comer 7th grader, which I don't normally give awards to 7th grade because they're just 1 foot in the door, but she was in yearbook this year and she went above and beyond. She took on extra projects. She volunteered for anything that needed to be done. And it was great to meet her in real life in pods too. And I look forward to a whole other year next year to work with Lily because she was just such a pleasure to work with. So thank you all. I appreciate all your hard work and well-deserved honors. With that, I'll hand it over to Mrs. Amazon in PE.
Thank you, Ms. Anderson. I get the pleasure this year of presenting the 7th grade physical education awards for this year. These 4 individuals, I'm going to talk about them as a group. These 4 individuals stood out like rock stars in a very difficult year. They showed up every day on time. They did all of their assignments. And best of all, they turned on their cameras every single day. They put a smile on their face. They showed up. We actually got to see their faces. Coach Preston, I only wish that we could have seen their greatness in person. So without further ado, the 7th grade PE award winners are Devin Hurd Espinoza. And I need to give a shout out to Devin's grandma, who occasionally showed up on workouts and did the workouts with him. Our next student is Rodrigo Alonso, hands down one of the best 7th grade dancers. Clara Jones, AKA Jonesy. And last but certainly not least, Sayumaya Meru. Good job, you guys, and thank you for making our job as PE teachers easy. Good job, you guys. Next up is World Languages, Mr. Fieldson.
Right, good evening, everyone. So Ms. Andrade and I, who are the 2 Spanish teachers here at Walker Junior High, would like to give awards to the following 3 students: Talia Eclarinal, David Gonzalez Rodriguez, and Victoria McDonald. And all 3 of these students are exceptional Spanish students. We expect them to continue into honor Spanish in high school and receive their seal of biliteracy. And they have all of them are extremely mature, hardworking, respectful. They've been leaders and examples to our classes through their participation, and they're always helpful to their fellow students and us as teachers. And we just want to thank them, congratulate them, and wish them the very best next year. And we are confident that their futures are going to be full of success and happiness based on how we've seen them interact this year. So congratulations once again to you 3, and please come back and say hi next year. We definitely feel the void of not being able to meet you and be in person this year. So that's on behalf of our Spanish students, and I'll turn it over now to Miss Lee and her Korean class.
안녕하세요. Hi everyone. This is Miss Lee. I'm so honored to present this award. The Outstanding Korean Language Award is being presented for academic excellence, enthusiasm, and dedication to learning and loving Korean culture and language. Kiera is the student who always comes to class early on her webcam with her smiling face. She enjoys learning Korean language and K-pop. Sometimes I turn on K-pop before class starts. She almost dances. I was so happy to see her face, and she really enjoys class and likes K-pop. I'm excited to witness the growth and passion in her. Thank you so much. 감사합니다. And next presenter is Miss Win.
It's actually Mr. Win. So
I'll take it for now. It's all good. Good evening. This is Mr. Win calling from Walker Junior High. So I have the pleasure of introducing as our honorees Ryan Munez for 8th grade study skills and Kaylee Ramos for 7th grade study skills. Both of these students did an amazing job this year of just completing assignments, helping me understand what these other assignments were in other classes, and letting me know when things were wrong with my Schoology page also. So I want to thank especially Kaylee, who was often on top of me for making sure that I had everything ready to go. But other than that, both did an amazing job this year, and I'm very proud of both their effort in not only my class, but all 7 of their classes across the board. Next up is Mr. Palczewski with TV Studio Productions.
Well, thank you, Mr. Nguyen. It's my pleasure to recognize Jaden Malvar for his outstanding work in TV studio production. Jaden was always one to go above and beyond. He actually found the program that we used for our introductions. He made his videos and had them done early so that they could be used as examples to help out other students. Always willing to participate in chat or in groups. He was an outstanding asset in your other wins. And next up, we return to Mr. Fieldson.
Okay, well, kicking off the history department awards, the first student that I'd like to award is Mackenzie Williams, who goes by Mac. And she is one of the most positive, enthusiastic students I've ever had. I think she's gotten a couple other awards also. And just such a pleasure to have her in class this year. Every teacher loves having students like that just make their day go by a lot easier. And she's just mature way beyond her years. And I'm looking forward to actually being able to see her in person next year. Unlike my 8th grade students who won't be able to see, but I look forward to saying hello to you, Mackenzie, next year as an 8th grader. And thank you for being so awesome this year. And the other student is Rodrigo Alonso, who I've seen has also gotten a couple other awards. And he is just a class leader all around. I know it's kind of a joke amongst teachers sometimes that sometimes it's a little bit hard when we put students in breakout rooms. Sometimes it's a little bit hard to get them to speak up and talk to each other. But he's a leader in the breakout rooms, and right away he's turning on his microphone. He's like, all right, everybody, what are we going to do? And just in so many different ways, I could give various examples of how he's been such a great student this year. So congratulations to you, Rodrigo. And thank you for being so awesome. And I'm looking forward to seeing you on campus as well next year. And I'll turn it over to the next history teacher, Mr. Alan Freeman.
Hello, everybody. Thank you for coming. I, like Mr. Scanlon, this is my last awards night, and I'm really pleased to be able to award to the students who have earned that recognition. First up is Jackson Lara. And Jackson, he is a born leader. He steps up every day. There's a breakout room. He leads the speaking part and the sharing. I secretly think he's going to make a great teacher, but any other kind of professional, he's going places in life. And we'll all be better for his accomplishments. He's a tremendously kind and enthusiastic young guy, and I thank you, Jackson, for being in the class. You made it better, for sure. And a little bit out of order here, I think. Next is Mr. Palczewski. And I say out of order because I have another one, but I'll come later.
All right, thank you, Mr. Freeman. It is my pleasure to present Maria Shihada for United States History Honors. Maria achieved outstanding academic goals, but it was also her hard work ethic, being in class, participating in chat, turning on her mic, asking questions, clarifying points, always willing to communicate through email, through messages. I really appreciate that she was never afraid to ask a question, always wanting to know more and making sure that, again, I did have things the way they were supposed to. And when I said something that was contradictory, she asked the question and didn't let it hang out there. And I really appreciate that. All her hard work, her effort, and her participation in class. So congratulations, Maria. Next up is Mritika Barua. I always just call her Mim. She was for United States History, did also an outstanding job academically, Also willing to ask the questions that needed to be asked and participate in the discussions, whether it was in a breakout room or during class time. Mim was always there, and I could count on her for her participation and making the class run smoothly. So thank you, Mim. And next up is Ms. Park.
Hello, good evening, everyone. I would like to present this award tonight to Raymond Cortez Avalo. Raymond has made my first year here at Walker, very pleasant. He's an awesome student. He does his work. He makes Kahoots very fun. So if anybody else does Kahoots with your class, he's the student to go to. Thank you. I'd like to introduce Mr. Scanlon.
Well, hello again, everybody. I want to first recognize Hyun, aka Greg Park, for honors world history. Hyun, or Greg, is really the epitome of an honor student because he goes above and beyond what's asked of him. Hyun comes to class every single class meeting with a prepared Google Slides presentation of the day's headlines and stories for everybody to click on the link. And so they all are informed every single class meeting, which I very much appreciate. Like I said, and that's completely of his own initiative. And he really showing how serious he takes social studies. I really appreciate that value and proud of you for that, Hyun. And the next one is Stephen Loftus in regular ed world history class. I wanted to recognize Stephen just for making third period feel semi-normal. He was the one kid of all my classes who voluntarily turned on his camera, one kid. And he also came to class early, always chatted with me, asked questions during class, answered questions during class. It was made class feel almost normal this year. And I really appreciate that, Stephen. It's a good job with that. Next up is Mr. Zahn.
Thank you, Mr. Scanlon. This next award comes from myself and Mrs. Hutchings, who I teach with 7th period, for Tanya Garcia Gonzalez. She's been a leader in our U.S. history class, and Mrs. Hutchings and I have depended on Tanya all year long to be the presence in class that keeps the discussion going. She's a leader in the breakout rooms, and she's supportive of other students who need help, and all the while earning an A+ for the year. So thank you for making all of us more successful, Tanya. And next, Mr. Freeman.
Hello again, thank you. I get the pleasure of introducing you to a future writer. She's already a deep thinker, Annalise Crossland. She's always prepared for class. She comes to class with questions to pose at the end of the session. She's making connections and associations between our subject and topics today. She wants to know right now, what would the world be like, or particularly the US, if Abraham Lincoln hadn't been assassinated? And so we have a quick sophomoric discussion real quick. And I can't wait to see how far she goes in the world, because it will be far. And I appreciate the great effort and the questions, and I enjoyed both out of Annalise. Thank you very much, sweetie. And I think I'm next. Again, I'm speaking for Mr. Latham, who has the STEAM, science, technology, engineering, art, and mathematics. I remember trying to say that in one class, and I think it was Jackson, my earlier student. I couldn't remember what the E was for. I was thinking English, but then I'm a liberal arts guy, so what do I know? Anyway, he wants to honor Lillian McFerrin. And he says that Lillian is an excellent student. She does well. She's always involved. I have her as well. And she is just the best, according to I and Mr. Latham. And next, I believe I'm doing Woodshop 7. Is that correct? And this is the first semester of this is Woodshop 8. I've now taught 7th and 8th, but this is a great class. The first semester, not knowing whether we're going to come back or not. And so the kids were so patient and considerate. So in the first semester, they were also in the second semester, but you know what I mean. In the first semester is Tanya Garcia Gonzalez. She, like the other student I'm going to talk about in semester 2, Woodshop 8, is Edgar Lee. And both these students showed great enthusiasm for and interest in the remote wood class. They stepped up and did the designs. They promptly created their projects on paper. They each wanted to get their project made of wood. Many of the kids didn't actually, they would design it, but they didn't want the actual wood project. But these two did, and they were dialed in each session, and I appreciate their hard work, and they made the class more fun. And then I think I still have one more, and that's back to Mr. Latham for his Woodshop 7 class. And Mr. Latham says of both Lillian and Justin Christia for Woodshop 7, he says Justin is smart, curious, and polite, and he says he loves to build things. And as a woodshop teacher, man, you can't ask for much more than that. Mr. Latham is impressed with how nice and involved these students were in class, and he wishes them luck and success. And I think next is the reclassification awards.
And we're going to turn it over to Dr. Sell. Thank you.
Thank you. So a reclassification award recognizes students who were previously classified as English learners, but are now being reclassified as fluent English proficient. They have demonstrated mastery of the English language across the domains of listening, speaking, reading, and writing on California's English Language Proficiency Assessment. And this is a test that can be challenging even for native speakers of English. And these students have also had to show that mastery of the language in academic settings as well. So anyone who has learned the second language can appreciate the challenges involved in this process of being reclassified. This is also a step to being considered for the district and state seal of biliteracy in high school. So we want to commend the following students for this achievement. Allison Avina, Alexia Ayala, Marvin Barone, Demaris Chavez, Justin Choto-Perdomo, Yuretsi Clemente, Edwin Dang, Maxwell Kim, Ethan Lee, Giselle Lopez, Yoselin Lopez, Jose Lopez Morales, Valentina Martinez, Joshua Pais, Dylan Patag, Sarah Saldana de la Torre, Mario Santos, Jonathan Wang, and Sophia Yi. Congratulations to all of you. And with that, I will turn things over to Mr. Schwartz to recognize our pathway to biliteracy students.
Thank you, Dr. Sell. The pathway to biliteracy is also a step towards students receiving the biliteracy achievement in high school. It's given to those students who have demonstrated that they are proficient in 2 different languages, either English and Spanish or English and Korean. And they have proven they are fluent in reading, writing, understanding, and speaking in their 2 languages. Tonight's recipients are Brisa Cyprus, Montserrat de Rosas, Jordan Franco, Tanya Garcia Gonzalez, Natalie Granillo, Annalise Lozano, Eugene Lozano, Jorge Padilla, Angel Reyes, Ingrid Reynoso, Juliana Villagomez, Kevin Bravo. Those were for English and Spanish, and for English and Korean, Melanie Chin, Edgar Lee, Isaac Lee, and Joanna Park. Thank you. Next up, we will turn this over to Mrs. Nguyen, who will present the award for earning 4.0 GPA for 3 semesters.
Good evening, everyone. I have the honor of presenting the 4.0 award to these 8th grade students who were able to, despite a pandemic and over a year of online learning, earn a 4.0 GPA for 3 semesters. So there are 2 semesters in 7th grade and the first semester of 8th grade. So let's get started. Hai Jung An, Ayana Ray Briones, Sophia Chicas, Melanie Chin, Jolie Cordero, Annalise Crosslin, Xavier Cuesta, Kiara Dell, Matthew Diaz, Kijani Dumas, Jasmine Clariscano, Gabriel Fields, Marvin Figueroa, Alyssa Gonzalez, Paulina Gonzalez, Sean Ho, Annie Hoganson, Emily Hong, Julius Hong, Fomela Adrian Juan, Da Grace Kim, Lamare King, Adam Korenberg, Esther Kwan. Now I'm going to let Mr. Schwartz present his half of the alphabet. Good job.
Okay, continuing on with the students who earned a 4.0 for the first 3 semesters of junior high. We have Jackson Logan Lara, Joanna Magbatane, Jaden Malvar, Ava Marasigan, Victoria McDonald, Isabella Moran, Jennifer Nguyen, Jessica Nguyen, Cherie Ocampo, Tiffany Ogaz, Jacob Owen, Ingrid Reynoso, Lila Rizzo, Emily Rodriguez, Dennis Rosales, Aika Sales, Maria Shahata, Sunny So, and Julian Faith Templanza. Thank you and congratulations to all these students for excellent grades.
Okay, now for our final award of the night. I'm going to turn it over to Mrs. Brown. Let's first just give a round of applause virtually to all of the students so far who've been awarded. We are so proud of you. We can't wait to see you next week. Again, your awards will be available during the drive-thru next week. And then we will post this virtual slideshow for you as well as the recording. So I'm going to go ahead and turn it over to Mrs. Brown with our 2 final awards that we're really excited to announce. So Mrs. Brown.
I have the best job because I get to conclude the evening with our honored Walker Viking of the Year Awards. We present these awards to the top 8th grade boy and girl. These students are nominated and voted for by the staff. They are seen as students who epitomize what it means to be an exemplary Viking. That means they have excellent academics combined with involvement in school and an overall positive attitude. So here we go. Our male Viking of the Year is involved in a variety of activities, including band, speaking to elementary school students about Walker, participating in a variety of school events, and has a very positive attitude with everyone that he meets. He is also enrolled in honors classes and is on the principal's honor roll. I'm excited to introduce our male Viking of the Year, Anthony Gallegos. Okay, female Viking of the Year has maintained a 4.0 GPA during her entire time at Walker Junior High. She is in the honors program ASB. She also represents us at elementary schools to share about Walker and plans amazing virtual events as the president of Kindness Club. Our female Viking of the year is Sophia Chicas.
Congratulations to both of our Viking Award winners. Let's just give them a round of applause again. Yay, so proud of you. And again, I'll turn it back over to Mrs. Brown.
I just want to thank everyone for being here. And once again, I want to congratulate all of our students. You are just absolutely amazing. I noticed earlier in the chat that Mr. Letourneau pointed out that you have absolutely made history. So be very, very proud of yourselves. We are proud of you. We are proud of your families. So thank you so very much and have a wonderful evening. Keep up the great work.
Thank you, everyone, and have a wonderful evening.